In Mexico, 98 million citizens are called to the polls for Sunday's general elections. Voters ready for the first federal elections involving the 32 states. Mexicans will elect the president, 128 Senate seats, and 500 seats in the Chamber of Deputies. In this process, more than 20,000 local authorities will also be elected, including governorships, state legislative assemblies, municipal presidencies, and local councils. Mexico is getting ready for the next general elections. 98 million citizens are called to the vote on Sunday on the continuity of the project headed by President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. Let's see a little more of the role he played in the region during the last 6 years in the following report by our correspondent, AISSA GARCIA.
Let's say goodbye to impositions, interference, sanctions, exclusions, and blockades.
These
principles have characterized Mexico's relationship with Latin America since 2018, when President López Obrador came to office.
La no intervención y la autodeterminación de los pueblos.
Non-intervention and self-determination of the peoples.
Y la ayuda mutua.
The cooperation for development and mutual aid to combat inequality and discrimination.
The defense of Cuba and the call on the United States to lift the blockade have been always present.
Estamos en contra del bloqueo contra Cuba, porque ¿cómo?
We are against the blockade on Cuba.
Política ideológica.
Because why, as a result of a political ideological situation,
¿De quién tiene la razón?
Regardless of who is right, which I do believe Cuba is, because peoples have the right to be independent.
On the other hand, Cuba has appreciated Mexico's position.
Aprovecho también la ocasión para reconocer su respaldo.
I also take this opportunity to appreciate your support for the lifting of the illegal economic, commercial, and financial blockade imposed by the United States against Cuba, which has been deliberately and opportunistically tightened under pandemic conditions, despite being condemned for decades by the overwhelming majority of the international community.
In relation to Venezuela and its coming elections, López Obrador has demanded to leave the Venezuelans to vote in peace.
Sea el pueblo de Venezuela el que elija.
Let the Venezuelan people choose its authorities.
Mexico is also recognized as a key player in facilitating regional consensus building.
Throughout its history, Mexico has developed the capacity to be a guarantor at the peace talks between the government of the Republic of Colombia and the National Liberation Army. We have also participated in the dialogue and negotiation process between the government of Venezuela and the United Platform of Venezuela.
When the military coup took place in Bolivia, Mexico's stance placed the country in a global position.
What we are doing is applying the Mexican Constitution and granting asylum to Evo Morales. That's as far as Mexico's participation goes. Bolivia's internal affairs are up to the Bolivian people to decide.
Even when Mexico has certainly played a key role in many of the recent events in Latin America, it has also experienced complicated moments. Tensions still persist with the governments of Ecuador, Peru, and Argentina.
There is no justification for the police forces to have broken into the Mexican embassy in Ecuador or to physically assault the dignity of the diplomatic personnel.
Afirmó que soy ignorante porque le llamé facho conservador.
Milei called me ignorant because I called him a conservative fascist. He's right. I still don't understand why Argentinians
votaron por alguien
who are so intelligent, voted for someone who is not accurate,
que desprecia al pueblo,
who despises the people, and who dared to accuse his fellow countryman Francis
de ser comunista,
of being a communist,
y representante del
and a representative of the devil on earth.
President Castillo asked for asylum. Of course, Mexico was willing to give it to him, but he was arrested before he could get to the embassy premises. However, we were able to provide protection and shelter to his family.
All these issues have been discussed frequently by the president during his morning conferences. And although the achievements have been remarkable, the new president's agenda should include issues such as trade, migration, and cooperation, and above all migration, which is a very sensitive topic, and well, in this regard, significant steps have been taken.
AISSA GARCIA, teleSUR, Ciudad de México.